unanimous. First up, presentation and discussion is New Hope Elementary School with Laura Webb.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I would like to start by first thanking all the members of the school board and Dr. Bearden for giving me this opportunity to open New Hope Elementary and to build this new school community. I am honored and thrilled to have this experience. It has been an incredible journey so far, and I can't wait for the coming months until we open in August of 2022. So thank you for having me here tonight to share more with you about New Hope. As most of you know, the history behind the naming of New Hope Elementary School is extraordinary. As you can see, Forsyth County Schools dates back to 1873, and as historical research shows us, in the early 1900s, there were approximately 16 African American schools here in Forsyth County. One of those schools, the largest of those schools, being named New Hope. New Hope is said to have rested on land that was donated by Mr. Roper, who was at the time one of the largest African American landowners here in Forsyth County. Not only does New Hope have a historical importance for our community, but New Hope also represents positive growth and vision moving forward. We all know that in our history and even in recent years, we have been faced with many challenges that have weighed us down. But with hope, we envision and imagine a brighter future for everybody. I personally cannot think of a better name for this new elementary school for Forsyth County. As you've probably seen, we are the New Hope Nighthawks. I have to pause and give a shout out to Heath Beeferman, who is the artistic genius behind the mascots that you will see in the logos throughout this presentation. He was incredible to work with. He started with very basic visionary ideas that I presented, and he turned it into these masterful art pieces that you will see. When you hear New Hope Nighthawks, of course, for those of us in the elementary world, we love when the name of our school and our mascot flow so smoothly together and have alliteration. But more importantly, when you hear a New Hope and a Nighthawk, we want to emphasize the importance, the historical importance, but also what we want our students to represent. Nighthawks are known for being very adaptable and very resilient, very determined. Over the past 50 years, the population of a nighthawk has decreased, which is why conservation experts have really worked diligently to preserve the habitat and the environments for our nighthawks. This mirrors the effort that is being made to honor and preserve the history of our African American community here in Forsyth County. For those of you that are not bird experts, you may or may not know that a nighthawk is actually a very small bird that's actually usually underestimated. But when in large flocks, they form a spectacular sight, just like we envision our elementary students do. I have no doubt that the students of New Hope Elementary will flock together, that they will adapt, and they will excel, just like a nighthawk. I'd like to now give you some general information about the school, about the design, and of the building. New Hope Elementary will be the 23rd elementary school here in Forsyth County. It sits on just over 40 acres on the west side of Castleberry Road. As you can see, it is a large building that has a population of about 1,175 students. We will, of course, start smaller than that to provide some room for growth in the coming years. And we will join the majority of our neighboring elementary schools as an early start school. One of the questions I get most often when people see or find out where New Hope is why right down the road from another elementary school? And the reason is we all know that Forsyth County Schools is growing rapidly, which means some of our schools need some relief. And New Hope is designed and is built to relieve 4 of our neighboring elementary schools, to include Vickery Creek Elementary, Midway Elementary, Whitlow, and Shiloh Point Elementary School. We are projected to open in the fall with students in kindergarten through 5th grade with approximately 900 students, give or take. Of course, we have to really see how the redistricting lines are presented and how they are finalized. The building itself. One very unique characteristic of New Hope is that this is a brand new design. This elementary school design has never been built here before in Forsyth County. I would be remiss if I didn't pause to thank Smallwood Architectural Firm that has designed this incredible building, and Bowen and Watson Construction for bringing those designs to reality. I know this is the first time that Bowen and Watson has built a school here in Forsyth County, and I can only speak to my experience, but they have been incredible to work with. with to date. They reach out and schedule monthly tours where I get to go, boots and hard hat and all, and we get to tour the building and tour the property, where I really get to be involved in the day-to-day, step-by-step build of this school and really be a part of seeing these blueprints come to life. So what you see here in front of you are 3 aerial photos that first just show what a magnificent property that this school is built on, but also to show over the past several months just the scope and the magnitude of work that has been done. The picture on the left dating back to mid-January of 2021, the middle is in mid-June, and then the far right is in the middle of September, just last month. So this really gives you a great view of just how much work has been done on this property. Now, I apologize, this next slide was not in the presentation that I shared with Sandy yesterday, and I will certainly send her an updated version. I received this photo last night, and I really decided at the last minute that I wanted to include it. This picture was taken about 10 days ago, so again, just to show you what an incredible building we have, but also to give thanks of the work of not only our construction team that is keeping up to date with our timelines, but also to our own Forsyth County Facilities Department. Mr. Wark, Mr. Pruitt, Mr. Weening have done a phenomenal job of making sure that this building is on target and maybe even slightly ahead of schedule on days. I hope Mr. Wark doesn't come up and say any different, but certainly we are trending in the right direction. We all know that right now when you're thinking about building supplies, that's a hard thing to be working through right now. So staying on track is very important. So kudos and shout outs to them for this phenomenal building. As you see here, there are a few pictures that just show examples of just the pure beauty of the interior of this school. You can see that our building colors are going to be shades of blues and shades of greens and natural tones. I absolutely adore the colors. I think they go very well with the layout of the school and also fit perfectly with our Nighthawk mascot. For those of you that are unfamiliar, as I mentioned, this design is unlike any other. So when you walk in the main door, you come to a one-story area where more of your common spaces are going to be located. You're going to have your office area, your clinic, your cafeteria, your gym, your art room, your music room, and we even have a wing for students that are in our specially designed instruction program. Once you get past these common areas, you do come to the media center, which kind of acts as the barrier between the common areas and the classroom wing. The classroom wing does drop down into a 2-story building, kind of in a rectangular shape, which surrounds an absolutely stunning courtyard, which I'm so excited to have an outdoor learning space for our students. As you can see here on the top left, this is a picture of what our cafeteria will look like. You can see kind of in the back corner that the left-hand side is a great panel of windows that overlooks our main hallway. In the back part, which you can't see, is another great panel of windows that overlooks our driveway. And in the far back, you can see that we have a great stage that does connect to a dressing room and our music room, which will give our students some great performing opportunities. The top right is the media center that I mentioned that kind of is that dividing factor, probably hands down one of my favorite places in the building. It is a 2-story media center with this incredible panel of windows that also overlooks that courtyard that I mentioned. Just an incredible space to be the hub of learning for our school. The bottom right is an example of what a typical classroom will look like. As I mentioned, we are greens and blues, so different classrooms will have the blue tone that you see here, and some will have the green tones. And in the bottom left, you see an example of not only our super fun stairwells, but also just an example of some really creative learning spaces that were designed in this building. You can see here we have some built-in stadium seating, will allow for also some flexible seating outside this area. And this is just one of the examples of some of this collaborative space that is designed in our building. We also have some collaboration space at the end of our hallways. And what you can't see is on the top floor of the media center, there are 4 additional collaboration rooms, which is very unique to elementary schools. 2 of them being with very open concept learning, and then 2 of them more enclosed in for some more privacy. But this will give our students and our staff and our families some great areas to go for some small groups, some reading time, and just other times to collaborate with each other. So just very, very excited about the building. So what have we been doing and what are we going to plan to do to build this new school community? Once we have established our redistricting lines, we will begin to work to engage our community. Once we know who our families are going to be, we are excited to begin to offer some parent meetings, some meet and greet sessions, some spirit nights late in the spring, and just other opportunities that will allow our families to come together, not only meet the staff at New Hope Elementary, but also to really get to know each other. Coming from a school with such rich tradition in history and community involvement, I know firsthand how important community and parent involvement is, and I am dedicated to also making those connections here at New Hope. I want our parents at New Hope to walk through the doors the very first day and feel at home. I want our students to feel at home, and I want our families to feel proud to call New Hope Elementary their home. I'm very excited to get to know them. I've had the opportunity in the past several months and years to really get to know and work with the principals in the Denmark and the Central and the West community, not only of the elementary schools that will work together to form our family at New Hope, but also of the middle and high schools that our students will eventually go to. We are all dedicated to work together to make sure that we support all of our students in our community and not just at our individual schools. As far as partners in education, we've already made some great connections with Brownsbridge Church and Northside Forsyth Hospital. I do have an extensive list of community partners and organizations that we will continue to try to partner with closer to the opening of our school. We really are looking forward to the potential and the possibility to forming these relationships and partnerships so we can work together as a community to support all the needs of our students. And again, once our redistricting lines are finalized, I'm looking forward for the opportunity to go to our feeder elementary schools, meet with their LSC members, meet with their board members, and then eventually even working together to begin the PTO at New Hope Elementary so we can work together to create an amazing opening for our school. So what is our vision for Nighthawk and what is our vision for New Hope? We will certainly use the learner profile to guide our work and guide our goals for our students. Our main priorities are going to be academics, they're going to be safety, and really supporting the entire child. We are dedicated to providing academic supports and programs for our students that will allow them to reach their full potential academically, socially, physically, and emotionally. We want them to be leaders. We want them to be Nighthawks. We want them to be nurturing and inspiring, genuine, hopeful, trustworthy, helpful, accountable, welcoming, and kind. This list is just the beginning list of traits that we feel will support the learner profile and begin to develop our students into amazing Nighthawks. New Hope Elementary brings learning to life. It is a main priority of mine that when students walk through the building, that they have experiences that are exciting, purposeful, meaningful, and engaging. I want our students to wake up every morning and want to come to school. I want our staff to wake up and want to come to work. I want our students and our staff to absolutely love learning. And we are going to work very hard to find this balanced educational approach that will support our students with academic programs, with supports, and extracurricular activities that will help our students reach and identify their strengths, their passions, their talents. And moving forward, what you see here is a list of just some of those programs and supports that will help our students soar into their learning. One of the phenomenal things about our building is it's designed with a built-in STEM lab already and a technology robotics lab, which I couldn't be more excited about. We hope to utilize these labs for our specials. We hope to utilize them for our after-school clubs and activities. And we also want to integrate these labs into the daily teaching of our students with their teachers. I mentioned specials. We certainly plan to have art and music and PE. Absolutely thrilled, beyond thrilled, that our students in PE will experience an interactive gym. So thank you to our technology department for arranging to have that installed in our new school. Again, I mentioned the Media Center. We want that to be a hub of research, of learning for our students. We are exploring many different options of personalized learning and positive behavior programs, and we know that we're going to start with a plethora of after-school programs and activities for our students. What we're most excited about is really getting to know our Nighthawks. We want to know who they are, know their passions, their interests, and then we'll be able to develop that menu of after-school opportunities for them to explore. Our New Hope Nighthawks will learn, and they will lead, and they will grow together. We know that when we come together as a team or as a unit or as a flock, that we will do nothing but excel. I mentioned often that this building is designed for collaboration and those spaces are provided. We want our students and our staff to come together, to have the opportunity to create, to innovate, to have these real world experiences. We want them to have opportunities to grow as leaders. What you see here is just the very beginning of some of those opportunities that we hope to give our students that will help them grow academically, they will grow artistically, and experience some of those leadership qualities. And it ranges from the chorus to Battle of the Books to the news crew to Beast Academy to our Olympiads, school ambassadors, safety patrol, and even peer helpers. Again, we want to get to know our families, our students, and their needs so we can continue to develop programs and activities for our students. I hope you can tell just how excited I am about the opportunity to open the school and just how amazing it's going to be. I cannot wait to meet our families. I cannot wait to meet our Nighthawks. There is no doubt that when people walk through the doors of New Hope Elementary, they will immediately see just how gorgeous the actual physical building is. But what they don't know yet, but I hope that they will soon, is that it is my goal to ensure that the heart of this school is equally, if not more beautiful than the physical characteristics. There is no doubt that New Hope Elementary will bring new opportunities and hope to every student, staff member, family member, and community member that walks through its doors. I would like to close by again thanking you for entrusting me with this absolutely incredible building and what I know is going to be a phenomenal new school community. Thank you.
Wow. Well, Jeff, I think you made the right choice for principal for this school. I can't believe how far along in the planning you are already at this in October before it opens. And I'm waiting for cartwheels over there from Tom for the robotics and the.
You know, it's a great thing to watch and come out of the ground, see the excitement around the school and in the community, and it's going to be home. That's close to home, so I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait to give you a tour.
I'll be there.
Let me know if you want to bring your hard hat and boots.
I will.
Very excited.
Any other questions or comments?
That was a great overview.
Great job.
Right.
Thank you, Laura.